I've been shooting at ducks for so long, there's no need for the pawn. Luigi, my chessboard, see the green magic perform. Go and cluck, stupid fuck, upset me, watch me fuck. Yes, I'm young, but this GQ big units, these dead rappers, so what? Box them in, writing out these letters, won't help your bar, or box them out. No matter the paint, they frozen and posted up. Wow, I've been hunting.
Oh yeah, it's a learning experience at the end of the day, and that's how I took it. All right, so beautiful. All four of us are here, so highly grateful for you guys being here and joining. As you guys know, on the line, able to get on the line. I don't know if you guys can see each other. So two people on the phone, two people on their computers. That's a good. It's an even balance right there. That's what I like. But
you was funny, dog. Yes, you was.
Thank you guys for joining me.
I know you being honest. I'm not talking about that.
Well, what was that?
Oh. Yeah, you're a little bit low. But I'm having a hard time hearing you. You're a little bit low, bro.
What's going on, family? What's good?
Hey man, how you doing?
How you doing?
Everything good. Everything good.
Everybody can hear me now?
Just making sure I'm good. Making sure y'all can hear me. You know.
Beautiful. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good. So for one, thank you guys for joining me tonight. This is just basically a very moving topic, and of course, this is what everybody's talking about: Black Panther. And I have my topics ready. I have my questions lined up. But overall, I just want to do a brief introduction for everybody, if you guys don't mind. So I'll start from my right and then move it on down. So I have Kaba first. Kaba first. I know, my bad. I had to put you out there.
Nah, you go ahead.
So right now we have Kaba first. As I know him specifically, there is no specific label for him, but the label I use for him is a healer, basically. He's an herbal healer. He knows his information. He knows his DNA. Kaba, go ahead and say what's up to the people again.
Well, what's going on again? And pretty much like he said, I made a slight change to my life maybe like 3 years ago, and just dealing with different complications along the way. I was pretty much damaging my body, and I just had to come to the realization that if I want to live healthy and be able to see a nice future, for my family and my future kids and whatnot, then I had to make the change. So what I did was, I extracted myself away from the norm and what we see out here and what we've been taught out here, and I had to just go in on other philosophies and other teachings and understanding. So going back to the roots of it all, going back to the source of it all, being that I'm an African man, that's where I found all my blessings from. So that's pretty much what I wanted to give to you guys, a little brief description on that. Not to hold up for too long, not to hold you guys up for too long, but yeah, I study this information. I go hard on it. I'm passionate about it, and I just, like he said, I'm a healer. I just want our people, all over for different demographics and all, to just really get back to the natural way of doing things, and let's take this holistic route and take it to another level and just get everybody back on the same playing field. So that's my small introduction, and that's what's up, man. It's a blessing to be here, and I appreciate it. So let's do it.
I give thanks. Awesome. Thank you. So next we have Maria. As I know her, she's also a healer, but she does all kinds of stuff. She be telling me she's in the woods, she's meditating, disappearing for weeks, and then come back like, hey guys, like nothing happened, I don't know, but she could tell you better than I can, of course. Maria, what's going on?
Hi, and thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
What to say? Okay, from the time that we're here, we're being programmed. And I knew that pretty much in my youth, but when I turned 26 was when it really, the colonizations, you see how they weren't dumb. They're not dumb.
Right.
They are not dumb. They know how to work us. They know all the social experiments, everything they're doing. They know how to work us. And unfortunately, you start stepping outside of it, and you step away from the matrix, basically. Now, when you step away from the matrix, I guess that's my spiritual self. Once we connect with the universe, we start seeing how much they know, and they're actually taking away from us. When we're here thinking that this is it, this is all we have, when we're energy, and energy's forever. And if we tap into our forever, or if we tap into who we really are, you remember who you are, your ancestors, everything comes back to you. And you know what? We're the originals. We are the we are the originals. So that's my introduction, I guess. I may pop out and say things to you that I see. I'm sorry. They just hit me. I can't control that. But I'm here for the Black Panther too, because as I like to tell people, they want to say it's a Marvel comic. It's not a Marvel comic. He's Osefili. He's one of our warriors. He was a native or an indigenous warrior that dressed in jaguar and panther skins and fought with the Spaniards, colonization. Yes, but so there's always truth in this movie.
Exactly.
And I cannot wait to dig into it, because
I see it in
just to
your
share
face.
my culture with y'all, and you guys share it with me, and just the way that the movie is, there is so much into it. There's people want to say, oh, it's just a movie, it's just made up. No, for us, for people of color, no.
Okay. Got you. So that's Maria. You see what I'm talking about? This is, yeah. Okay. No, I'm just joking. But next we have EJ, of course. And as I know EJ specifically, I know him as a financial advisor or a financial guru, guide, however you want to put it. I say financial literate. He teaches the literal base of finances, from trading commodities, taxes, credit, you name it. You know what I mean? So go ahead, EJ. Brief description of yourself, sir.
Hey everyone, I'm Eric, or EJ. It's short for Eric Gailliard Jr. I want to just be thankful for just everybody on the panel for just even allowing me to be on. I'm just grateful for everybody giving me that chance. And just being able to share the knowledge with you all. What Maria and Travis also said is very, very strong, because what Kaba said, very, very, very strong, powerful words, because the most important thing is just this movie, The Black Panther, is way, way, way more than just the MCU universe. Being that I came from a financial background, that's not the entire background that I came from. I came from
Breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you breaking up, King.
a world with there's nothing but conditioning. They set a specific number for me, and it's now in a lot of cases in order to actually understand that I needed to find another venue and another avenue to take, because for me personally, my background, yeah, is in the financial realm, but also in the spirit realm, because I've dealt with a lot of things in the spirit that have been battling me, even in the physical. And so as a result, that energy that was negative in my life turned, and it really, really took an impact on my life at a very young age. I'm only, so for me to be here right now is a testimony all in itself. For me to actually share this knowledge and wealth, well, it's something that I really, really don't take lightly. And so for me personally, again, I came out of the financial realm of just being what you call a retail trader. And so for me, I see inside the market, and I see what goes in and what goes out, where the money really goes to. Because people's mindsets are completely a microwave. The generation that I came from is completely a microwave. They want to sit it for 2 minutes and wish that whatever they see on TV, they can get out of reality. It's not that. Just like Maria said, the world is definitely a matrix where you are conditioned to feel and think a certain kind of way. And so I'm just grateful to be here to share knowledge. Very, very briefly, I could go for days about exactly what I've seen, what I've experienced, but I'm here because of the movie, because there's so many things that we can talk about this and dissect in so many different segments that I want to be able to share with you all. So thank you again for having me on.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. And finally, I'll make this very brief. I'm not going to hold it on because I want to get started really, really good. And we're getting started on a great foot, by the way. So for me, Linward J. Frazier, I'm from Miami. I am heavily deep in my fitness journey, training people, training clients, teaching different ways of fitness. Not just pumping iron and drinking shakes and doing 5 meals a day and all that other crap, because it's all crap at the end of the day. Yes, you can lift weights. Yes, you can do all that, but you have to do a mixture. You have to balance yourself out. There's calisthenics, there's plyometrics, there's Pilates, there's yoga, and I teach majority of all of that kind of exercises. Also, when it comes to health, I'm very big on that. When it comes to nutrition, same thing. So similar to Kaba, I am a healer as well. I very, very, very am into my herbal roots specifically when it comes to just planting, when it comes to cropping, farming, things of that nature. Where did I learn that from? Of course, my background is Jamaican. So I was literally bred into the herbal system, just knowing different ways on different fruits and vegetables that can either heal, cure, for the time being, depending on how severe the person's condition can be. So I know majority of what it is, but at the same time, I'm still learning. I'm still open to learning, because I just learned of a fruit called tamarind fruit or something like that. It's like a citrus fruit, and I've not even heard of that in my life. So at the end of the day, I'm still learning, and I'm still open to learn. So that's my specific background. I do music as well. I am on the spiritual back end, similar to Maria, where at an early age, I was not caught up so much in the matrix, but my choices was what caught me up in the matrix. So because of these choices, I would sit back at the end of the day and be like, was this the right thing? Was it the wrong thing, etc.? And I had to really dig deep. I had to meditate. I had to really go through the channels properly for me to get where I am right now. Because if I didn't, we would not be talking at this moment, obviously. So, all right. So that's my introduction. Pole Fitness as well is my IG name, or my fitness name specifically, as everyone knows as well too. So moving forward from the introductions, let's go ahead and get into the movie. Because like all of you stated, this is more than just a movie. This is real life in a comic book or in a fictional way. So how do I want to do this? Before I even get into the topics, I just want to know briefly, how do you feel about the movie specifically? Like how did it touch you? How did it reach out to you? How did it speak to you? Maria, go ahead and go first.
Me.
Yep.
Well, me, like I said, I knew of this story. I knew of this warrior, so I knew it for us. It was something I knew. But what I enjoyed about it, like, it's all the positive with Black. Why do I care so much about Black? My dad was Puerto Rican. I got some of the Spaniard side from my mom's side, but okay. That's all right. But then my children, so I have, for me, to let them see something positive besides the twerking, you know, let them see how women respectful that, but then also the message behind it, that touched me. I'd rather die, you know,
Yes.
when I'm not staying here, I'm dying, you know, you felt that. So that's how it touched me.
Okay. Anyone else who want to jump in?
Yeah, I just felt like the movie really touched a plane of our potential that we've forgotten about, especially the generation I'm from. You know, I'm 28 years old. We'll turn 28 this year. And actually, my generation has lost the art of, you know, our full capability and our potential and our skill set, and also our confidence, and more importantly, our women. I can't say it enough. Our women. The empowerment and our true nature has definitely been gone to the wayside. And so I really just feel like it touched me to the point to where it shows the strength and the power and the just where we, you know, where we can actually go back to. And so I just feel like that really touched me.
Okay. And that's an interesting point that you bring up about the women, because that's one of the topics I had written down. But the point is that you brought up a very interesting point, because me and you are around the same age, same year birth, I should say, and our generation, I highly agree, are just either just going with the flow, like they know the truth, but they don't have that confidence to challenge it enough to say, no, this is wrong. No, this is not it. This is not that. They rather just continue to flow on because they're afraid of, for example, in sales, there's something called fear of loss. People, when they have that fear of loss in their grasp, and they know what that fear of loss is, they don't want to lose it. Some of us, like us, we were willing to challenge ourselves to say, you know what, I have no fear. There is no such thing as fear. And I am one with fear. So why am I fearing something that I could always gain back once I'm at my full and top tier potential or whatnot? You know what I mean? So just that alone, I highly resonate with. Kaba, what can you chime in on? That boy over there grocery shopping. It's I don't even know if you heard me. Cabo. You heard me, man? No? Can't hear you.
He's talking, but I
Oh,
don't know.
my bad. I had it on mute. I'm sorry. What you saying?
No. We was asking, what was your feelings on the movie, very briefly, before I get into the topic. So we was just asking each other.
Okay. To make it real short and simple, I have two sides of it when it comes to like what I think. Okay. But overall,
Oh no.
Yeah,
I would say it was a terrific movie, and psychologically, right, in another light, in another form, in another way. So when our kids getting to see superheroes that reflect as themselves, that right there does a lot for them mentally, does a lot for them spiritually and psychologically. So overall, it was a great movie. I just wish that the narrative of it was a little different. I just wish it was a little different, and they didn't try to just make it seem like it was about only that part of the land dealing with that part of the people. You know, so I expected a little bit more out of it, but at the end of the day, like I say, for the kids' sake, for the young adult,
right.
it was a good movie for them. So, like you touched upon earlier, is that it can spark the brains, spark the minds, and we can really look at it as adults and teach our kids like, hey, look, this is what it's about. especially for example with Siri. Siri. I'm saying it right? Siri.
Sure, right.
With her in her technology skills, that's the movement. That's the next stage. That's the next for our kids. So they need to be learning about stuff like that. Oh, how can I get into technology? How can I, expose myself to this so I can be a part of this next shift that's taking place in the that was a very vivid part of the movie as far as her playing that role. So it's stuff like that that does so much for us on so many different levels, and I don't think we understand it. So us as teachers, us as parents, we could take advantage of that movie and really stimulate the brains, the minds of my intake on it overall.
Now, I'm a piggyback off of what you're just saying when it comes to the education with the children and Shuri showing her.
Camelback.
Huh?
Camelback.
God, Camelback, yes. So when it comes to Shuri, you're absolutely correct because this is a young lady that is obviously look like she's in her early teens, early 20s, with this intelligence or with this knowledge.
Yeah, she's 26.
26. Okay, bomb. And then you have, for example, let's keep like a little bit. Let's dive in a little bit in the Marvel universe. The smartest or the genius level of Marvel is Professor X, Tony Stark, Richard Reed from Fantastic Four, the Hulk, of course. Like these are some quote unquote intelligent people, the most geniuses of the entire Marvel universe. But you got this young lady here in the middle of nowhere, in a sense, just to keep it African, in the middle of nowhere in Wakanda, and she is literally outdoing everybody with no pressure, not even trying. It looked like literally when you see her in the movies, it's like she's not even trying. Like she knows everything. She knows all that she needs to know within her own little section. And even if she takes off into the city or goes to Oakland, for example, she's still able to do whatever that she needs to be done or whatever that she needs to do. So with that being said, how do you specifically, do you think that our children or this plane specifically is ready for that kind of information, is ready for that kind of spiritual movement? Because it has to cohesively go within each other, from education to the spirituality to what's being taught with the technology. It's all in one at the end of the day, if you really, really sit down and think about it. But do you really think our community is ready for something like that? Anyone, don't matter, anyone.
We can't get along.
Oh, is that Maria?
That's me. We can't get along.
Okay.
If we can't get along, how can we be ready?
Exactly. And you're talking about within our own community, correct?
Within our own community, within our own selves.
Very true.
I also look at this perspective as well. Inside the movie, you got a chance to see what the downtown area looked like in the city limits. Everybody that was using technology was, there was rarely any violence within the city. Outside of the city, there was turmoil. I don't know if my connection is going pretty good, but can you hear me pretty good?
Right now, just know you go in and out sometimes, but go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't feel like we're ready because that's almost like even near the end, I may be getting ahead of myself, but near the end where everybody was wanting to go ahead and, he was meeting with the UN and getting his technology accepted. I don't think that we're ready for that stage yet because I feel like, our people won't use it for the right purposes. That technology that Shuri had and that what she gave, even for the CIA agent, Ross, he was in awe when he saw everything in the very beginning. He didn't even notice what was around him until he actually woke up and walked around and looked, and even Claw, Claw was looking like, how do you not know about this place? How do you not know about what's going on in this area?
You're the CIA.
I've been trying to infiltrate for these, and so when Ross went there and saw for himself, he's like, and his mind is probably like, how am I gonna, what is this? How am I gonna share this with the people? And so I feel like even for our community as a whole, just separately, we wouldn't know how to act because as far as the violence going on right now and our own use and our own monetary use, they won't even probably use it for violence, just for like selling and trade and underground trade and things like that in the black market. There ain't no telling what would happen if that got in the wrong hands. So I feel like if our mentality and our energy changed, like how it did somewhat in the movie in Wakanda, that would make it a lot better. But I don't think it would happen, yet. I don't think it would happen yet.
Right. And it makes, and you guys make valid points, because we could sit here and say the opposite, but then when you go to the hood, it's evident. It's like it's right in your face. It's literally right there in your face. You don't even have to go to the hood. You could go into a black home in a suburban area and you just listen to their conversation and you hear how they talk, where the people that have made it out don't even want to go back and help because they feel uppity, or they feel they start talking down to the same people that were always there for them, even though it may have been bad or not. It's very, trying to find a word here. It's very unpleasant to think and to know specifically that we really can't get along and we can't wrap our minds around certain things. And we're not, and the key is to be open, right? The key is to change within ourselves, to be more open, to be receptive of such information. And if we're not receptive of such open information, then how specifically can we move forward with each other when we're stuck in, of course, crab in the bucket mentality, survival mentality? I don't get this survival stuff anymore, where I have to survive. No, just live. If you live, you already are good. Like, what is this survival tactic and survival? Because when you're in survival mode, your defense is up 24/7. You're in a kill mode. That's how I perceive surviving, or survival mode. So just to let you guys know, it said that the meeting would end in 10 minutes. So of course, if this ends, we'll just hop right back on. I'll give you another link to hop right back on, but go ahead. Kaba, go ahead and chime in if you can. I don't know if you heard everybody speak.
You said it again, King?
I said, I don't know if you heard all of us spoke. We were speaking more so on like what you were speaking about with Shuri, with the technology and the information. Would that be able to be presented in today's society? To be implanted in today's society, would that even work specifically, or what? What's going on?
Do I think that would it be able to be implemented in today's society?
Yeah, correct. Would the knowledge and the technology that Shuri knows and have, can that be implemented in today's society with our children and moving into the future? Or you think they're not open to it as of yet, the society?
It can. I think it can, with the way these phones work, the information that we are available to, and these kids coming through, man. They coming through already ready. I feel like there's a lot of indigo kids that's being born, that's being birthed, and coming through these, coming through these portals.
Correct.
And they're trying every way possible to keep these kids coming through on that level, at that high intensity. So if the outlets for the kids and create the platforms for the kids that they can utilize this technology to the best of their ability, So we just need to we just need to keep doing what we doing, like things like this, and just find ways again to get our kids to share this knowledge and learn this knowledge, even if it's them going to school, right? Even if it's them going to school and learning it and bringing it back to the neighborhood, bringing it back to the community, whatever it is, it can go that route. So, for example, I remember a lot of talk about when Trump became the president to get it to school, because he was doing a lot of, a lot of things for the school as far as funding, giving money, and things of that nature. So I think the opportunity for our kids to get some of these back, implement and bring to the world. So sure. And the Black Panther movie was a prime example of how smart our kids are. And we need to do our job as great parents, great to hold them and inspire them for their dreams.
True.
So if it's images like that being portrayed on the day in, day out basis, guess what? It'll start sparking the minds of the youth. And once they see that, and if it's an abundance of it, the next kid gonna follow, the next kid gonna follow, the next kid gonna follow, the next kid gonna follow. Still great action, and you never know where it'll take us. So it definitely anything can. Just like they did it, right? We can do it. So we have to just not make excuses and do what we gotta do. So that's my intake.
Highly agree. So by just us doing what we got to do, let's jump ship a little bit, where we saw in the movie where T'Challa was crowned king. That's the video. I'm sorry. He's lagging a little bit. I thought he was gonna say something, but we saw T'Challa become king. All right, so he becomes king, and now he did his battle. He was crowned. He did his celebration. Now it's time for him to go into the ancestral realm, what others know as the dream world, what others know as I know it as the astral projection or the astral plane. So as he goes to this actual astral plane, he sees, the universe all around him. He sees the plane. He sees the aurora lights, if you want to call it that, to really get a good description visually. And he sees the tree of life. And on the tree of life, he sees Bas, but he sees different versions of Bas, which are the different kings that have passed on, which are his ancestors, right? And then, of course, one of them jumped down, and he was his father, T'Chaka. So two things, all right? Two things, and I know Maria's gonna love this part. Before he even got into the dream world, he had to eat a specific plant, which was, of course, I don't think it was really specifically named anything. It was just a purple glowish plant, but a spiritualist know that that's the lotus plant or the lotus leaf. And we know of the lotus leaf, or similar to shrooms, DMT, it opens up the pineal, and you go deep within yourself, within meditation, to go ahead and receive more deeper downloads and to visit your ancestors as well also, depending on how you are meditating, if you want to reach out to them in that kind of meditative form, et cetera, et cetera. But that's what his channel was. He was channeling his ancestors so he can visit them and let them know, like, hey, I am the new king. That's the sacred ceremony for the other kings to embrace him and to know that this is the new king. This is who we have to protect on the spiritual plane. This is who we have to communicate to. This is who we give our energy and power to when he calls for it and needs it. Now, when it comes to that specifically, okay, do you even think, or do you even believe, in a sense, that the world will be that open or ready for that kind of spiritual information? Because That was very big, and I think it went over a lot of people's heads. For one, that's the first question. So I'll leave it right there for right now. But whoever want to jump on, go ahead. But yeah, do you think the world will be open to it? And what can you elaborate on that actual information specifically? If you got to go deep, go deep. I don't care.
Not with religion around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what religion. That's what it's stopping. It's stopping it because Satan, the devil. So anything that you feel, remember when you first started elevating while meditating.
Right.
The very first thing that you felt was what? Fear.
Mm-hmm.
What am I? But why? You know, and the more that you kept on doing it, the more and the more, is this it? This is who I am. This is my being. Those are the questions you begin to ask. You know, this is me. This is my energy. But where's the body? And that's when your body starts to weigh on you. You know, you start looking at everything. Like that movie Avatar, you start looking at
Black cat and I am Panther and dogging the little pink shit, cause diamonds my main abdomen. Revolving my mind, whistling. Fire only steams when I begin brainstorming. The lightning will bring us thunder. Okay, see where I'm storming to. No matter what golden.